certainly not at the 3.5% rates of growth that we saw pre-global financial crisis, so more close to sort of 2, possibly 2.5% growth. So our forecast for the US economy this year is 2%. I think from our perspective we see upside risks to that rather than downside risks. Clearly the recent data has been fairly weak. So if you're looking at labour market data in particular, some of the confidence indicators, they've been a little bit concerning to some. But I think what we're focused on is that if you actually look at industrial production, retail sales, new orders, indices, they look relatively robust. Yes, they're off their highs, but they still look pretty decent. And more importantly, if we're looking at lending data, so bank lending, we're seeing that pick up quite strongly, in fact, in consumer credit data as well. So, whereas we've got obviously a dysfunctional banking sector in Europe, clearly, and we'll talk a bit about Europe in a moment. But in the US, we believe actually we're starting to see that money multiplier actually kicking in, which we think is going to limit the downside for the economy. So we're pretty. So one question we get often asked, and we talked about it earlier, Operation Twist, is that a prelude to QE3? Actually, we're not convinced we're going to need QE3. We think the economy is probably more robust. It's clearly there in case it's needed. So there are, the Greenspan, my goodness, going back a bit. Bernanke is clearly willing to do QE3 if he needs to. But our view is that certainly this year we don't feel it's going to be necessary. Longer term, who knows? US economy still is over leveraged, so is it possible we need QE3 in 2013? Yes, it's possible. But in the near term, it doesn't look likely. In terms of, let's do China first, because obviously Europe is multi-faceted in terms of the way we've got to look at it. But in terms of China, slowdown clearly taking place in the first half and second quarter. So we're expecting sub 8% growth in the second quarter. But we do believe, and obviously recent data has been reinforcing that, but we do believe that the measures being taken by the authorities will lead to a second half recovery in China. So you've really got a three-pronged approach going on here. Sorry, my drinks out of the way, do you? Where do you want them?
You need to take a better photo.
Move there?